Here we are for another PBR Live. Body armor. What's up, Snowman? I'm the first one on here tonight. All right. You guys hear me okay? Oh, is that right? Well, I hope he's doing okay. I haven't got a chance to talk to him in a while. Pulled something in my shoulder. What else is on here? I see we got 5 people on here. This camera rocking and rolling right. Getting the right location. Well, hello to you too, stranger. Hope you're getting all that feta cheese picked up. Crime Time from Colorado. What's up, my boy? Carla Tab, Happy New Year. Sexy Piggy, Happy New Year. Cheryl, Happy New Year. Lady P, Happy New Year. Steve Frazier, same thing. Detective Katz, ditto. So what's cracking, everybody? It feels like I haven't done a live in months. I don't know why it feels that way, but it feels like I haven't been on here in months. Wolves Lair. What up, JD? Can you do a video with OG Black? I am still going to be reaching out to him. Happy New Year, Tyler. I'm going to be reaching out to him. I got a whole list of people that I'm going to be doing interviews with. Whole lot of interesting cats, right? The thing of it is as you guys know, I've been hella busy, man. I've been working some mean, mad hours at my job. We're told, of course, we were told this a couple of weeks ago that we would be going back to a regular 40-hour-a-week schedule. Don't know if that's going to be happening. I'm told that this week's supposed to be pretty light. So if this week's light going into the weekend, I'm going to be reaching out to some people that I'm supposed to be doing some interviews with, some collabs. And, yeah, be on the lookout for that. Right now, I want to shoot a shout out to a channel that I didn't even know existed. Don't really know much about him. Somebody told me to check him out, and I did. I looked at some of his content, and he seems like he's pretty legit. You know, I'm following him on Instagram now, and he seems like a pretty good family man. Got his life together, got up out of the system in one piece, just like I did. Tamara, what's up, Tamara Tam? How are you? Happy New Year to you as well. Hope it's the weather is lovely over there in France. But yeah, the guy that I'm talking about, his show is called Sock Walker. If you guys ever heard of Sock Walker, go check him out. I'll give him a shout out right here. Pretty interesting guy. You know, when people tell me to go look at new channels, I usually go check them out to see what they're about. He seems like he's pretty legit. Guy, a cat from Texas. So, you know, any of yous have any other channels or whatever you ever want me to check out, give a review on or look at it, just go ahead and let me know. Send me a DM about it. What's up, Steve Frazier? Steve Frazier. Andrew Horn. Manuel Alonso. That Alonso's a low-down, dirty vato. I like that. Manuel Alonso, tell me what movie that's from. You tell me the right movie. I'll send you a gift. You just gotta send me the location where I send it. Yes. What's up, Sean Thompson? Oh, you guys blew it for him, man. You guys blew it for him. Manuel Alonso was supposed to answer that question. Well, you know what? I want to first off, I see that I got some new faces out here. Art Gallardo, me and Gil from American Cholo, we get along pretty well. I got his phone number actually. I talk to him every now and again. Good dude. All right, Manuel Alonso, since you threw training day out there, DM me on Instagram. Let me know where you're at, and I'm going to send you a gift, a PBR gift on the house. Got some new faces in here. I want to welcome my new subscribers. If you're in here watching this live video right here, as you guys seen the title, it almost happened again. And I'm pretty sure you might be wondering what could have possibly have gone wrong in JD's life again. Well, let me Corey Ferguson would do a little interview with Alex Alonso. If you can get him, yeah, you can get him. Send him my way. But anyways, it almost happened again, folks. It almost happened again. I got out of work last night just before midnight. We were lucky to get out of there just before midnight, but we went in hella early. And I noticed that all the trees were frozen again. Now, if you guys remember, when I did that live with that ice storm, it was one of the worst ice storms that hit Oklahoma City in decades, right? Even worse than the last one they had in 2000 and I think they said 2009. It was worse than that. This ice storm was vicious. So it knocked out all the power all over the city. It knocked out all kinds of trees. As you know, a big old branch struck my roof and it cracked it even worse to where it was leaking in a different spot. That's why I'm in this new office right here, this new studio, as you could see. I come out of work yesterday and I look and all the trees are freaking frozen again. They're frozen again, man. I'm like, fuck, not again. Please tell me not again. Michelle Lightbringer, what's going on? Welcome. Glad to see you're still doing good, my friend. All right, so I go home and it's raining and the rain is literally freezing as it's coming to the earth. Okay? I'm thinking that any minute now this power is going to go out. So I took a nap, or actually tried to go to sleep, fell asleep. I woke up in the middle of the night and was up for a few minutes, and then I heard a pow, and next thing you know, all the power went out. I'm like, fuck. So your boy right here is about ready to go check into another hotel so that I can run this live and that I could produce some of the content that I've created over the last couple of days that I'm going to be shooting out over the week. Got some really, really solid content coming your way. Don't miss out on it. It's going to be, I might drop a video tomorrow because I couldn't drop you guys a video on Thursday or on Wednesday because it's just been, like I said, I was just hella busy. Perry, thank you for that $10. I appreciate that. But I've been just extremely caught up and busy. So I got a couple of vids that I was looking to drop. Maybe I could get one tomorrow. Maybe I could get one for you guys tomorrow. I got to go and pick up a few things, run a few errands in the morning. When I'm done with that, maybe I could put one on for you guys. But yeah, I got some really, really, really hot content coming. Some good stuff, man. You guys are going to enjoy this. Also, I want to put out an announcement that this channel, Prison Break Raw, is going to be, like I said, it's always evolving. It's always changing, and how it's going to be different is we're going to talk about a lot of prison type content. We're going to talk about, overcoming all the difficulties of life, current events, how you're dealing with shit day to day. I am getting ready to establish a new channel where I'm going to take a crack at dealing with political topics, because I've learned from a lot of people that I've been communicating with, other YouTubers, some of them very large. I'm not going to throw their names out there and stuff, because a couple of these channels are pretty damn big. But they told me to separate my content. They said to create a whole different channel and deal with the politics stuff on the other channel. So those of you out there that enjoy all my content, you can go check it out on the other channel, and you're never gonna miss a single episode of Prison Break Raw and hearing what we doing on this channel as far as prison stories, learning about famous people and all that stuff. So yeah, be on the lookout for that, guys. It's coming real soon, and I will be dropping the link and everything just as soon as that happens. What's cracking, Wino? Like I said, after I talked to you last night, Wino, the power went out several hours later, man, and it was almost out all day. The power finally went on today at about 7:45, just as I was getting ready to push that book button and book myself into the Colcord Hotel. Bam, lights came back on. The polite scumbag, you should hook up with Larry Lawton and talk about your heist. Well, I've said this to people before, if you actually have Larry Lawton, if you've got his attention, if you have an opportunity to get in his ear, tell him to get at me. I would love to do a collab with that guy. I'd love to pick his brain a little bit about some stuff. Don't really get into the whole negativity regarding Mr. Larry Lawton. There's some people that are out there in the YouTube world that like to call him a snitch, a rat, a turncoat, blah, blah. And a lot of people accused me of being jealous of a certain other big channel because he blew up so fast. Well, let me tell you something about Mr. Larry Lawton. And you guys have never heard me say nothing bad about Larry Lawton on this channel. Reaction Rookie, think of that $4.99. Larry Lawton's channel is like 3-4 times the size of the other guy that in question, the one that everybody thought I was jealous over. So Mr. Larry Lawton has about 1 million subscribers on his channel. Never said a word about him. Never, not one peep. I never said nothing bad about Joe from the After Prison show. I've never said nothing bad about Herc. I've never said nothing bad about any other big channel like that. So that goes to show you guys like what's really going on here. And I'm just all about integrity and honesty and people being straight up, and I don't like scoundrels that take advantage of people or put down their subscribers or bully people. Don't like it. Don't like that stuff at all. Larry Lawton's a pretty stand-up dude. He from what I've heard about him, what I know about him, he does a lot of charity work. He does a lot of speaking engagements. He reaches out to his community. He does a lot of positive stuff out there. So there's really nothing to say bad about that, man. It's these people that get on here and they pretend to be something that they're not, and they're really just somebody trying to take all your cash. So I'm very protective of this genre. I'm very protective of people that have gotten out of prison and have basically had the balls to get out here and put their face out here and talk about their experiences and stuff. And I'm all about seeing all these channels grow. Like my boy Reaction Rookie right there. He's got a channel and he's funny. He does some funny stuff, and I'm looking. I know he thinks I forgot Reaction Rookie, but I did not. I've just been super freaking busy. That I'm going to be reaching out to Reaction Rookie, and we're going to try to do something that you guys are going to get a good laugh out of. All right? So be on the lookout for that as well. That's also in the queue. What else? Yep, that's pretty much what I've been up to, everybody. My girl Steph right there just put it out there that I'm looking very humble. Jeez. She said it a few minutes back. Yeah, I'm relieved that my power's back on. It sucks when you're living in the dark. You know? Dangerous too, man, because I opened my refrigerator last night and I got scared. I thought I hurt her really bad. But I couldn't see my cat. So I opened my fridge last night, and when I went to close it, I slammed it against her head. And she, let out a loud scream, and then she took off into the other room and ran under the bed. And she was just down there shaking her head like that. So I've been kind of watching her all day, but I didn't even see her. I didn't even see her down there, and I didn't hear her either. So it kind of scared the crap out of me. Yeah, I know, Carla Tab. Where is my little Tabby? She's in the bedroom laying next to the heater. George Caius, Gunnar Allen Lindblom is a great channel as well. Good people. Hey, I've actually done a collab with that guy already, George. I actually, me and him did another collab. And I had his footage and his interview on my old computer, the one that got flooded with water. Carla, yeah, she's okay. She seems okay. She's been running around playing and all that stuff. But I mean, I didn't slam it on her head to where, knocked her out or nothing like that. I just kind of like shut the door on her. Who the fuck hates on Larry Perry, you ask? It's out there, man. It's out there. There's some people that, don't have, not many, but I've seen a couple of things here and there where people try to put Larry Lawton down. I don't have nothing bad to say about Larry Lawton at all. I mean, to each his own, man. I mean, he's not even from my state. He's not really from my universe or anything or any of my influence or circle of influence or nothing. I don't knock on anybody that grinds, man. I just knock on people. I just knock on charlatans. And you guys know what a charlatan is? That's the ones I cap on. Or people that shoot shots at me first. But we're going a whole new direction on this channel in a lot of different ways, as you guys can tell. As you guys have seen from the latest content and everything that I've been dropping, that's the direction that's going to continue to go. Anything else, any other surprises, any other, oh my God moments that you guys will experience with me, you already know that I'm not going to say nothing about it until it happens. Simple as that. Switch lanes. You want to know about Silverback, a booty bandit? I've heard that name somewhere before. Silverback. I think I heard that in the CDC. That's one of those other names you hear, like the booty bandit or heater head or any of those kind of people. But I've never, I don't really know much about Silverback, to be perfectly honest with you. Varsity Yuppie, Civil War would be a disaster. I'm conflicted. Well, I don't know if a civil war is going to happen or not. I think we're already in a civil war. We're in an ideological civil war is what we're in. Oh, Silverback's a YouTube prison channel. I've never heard of him. I'll go check him out, though, when I get a chance. Yeah, but I've never heard of him. Todd Stories, rocking with you since day one. Well, I'm glad you're still here. And shout out to that big white North Canada. Beautiful state, man. Beautiful state. Wish I can go visit, but they'll just kick me out. Brian Can, $2. New studio is incredibly good. Love it. Thank you very much. It is pretty sexy, though, isn't it? It's all hooked up. The roof. Everything is all taken care of, man. Everything. Got the windows all soundproofed. My new computer, it's just like the old one, But yeah. See the picture of me and my dad in the background with the flag. That flag was actually given to my mother when he died because my father was a veteran. So I don't know what happened to the big folded flag. That's gone. Who knows where that went? Yep, George, it's exactly what it is. It's an ideological warfare. Switch lanes. We need to call bullshit on them. I have to check them out, bro. You know, I usually don't like to do I don't usually like to do reactions to other channels unless, of course, you know, something really has to push me. And I know a lot of people can go back and cite the Wes Watson videos that I did, but you guys got to know that me and that guy Wes, it's a little hard to explain. But let me just say that he's a very, very rude and disrespectful person when you talk to him in person, when he's not on camera and he's not doing his thing. So that's really what was with that. And you guys all know the whole feud with Savage Studios. I mean, that whole thing started out of him misunderstanding a video that I put out. He thought I was sneak dissing him. He went on a huge tyrant or rant on one of his lives, and it's just gone from there. But I haven't even touched on that guy lately either, even though there's a lot of material there that people keep begging me to put out there regarding him. Not going to go there with that guy no more. You know, it's like beating a dead horse. It's kind of like a waste of my time, and it's just, nah. If anything was to transpire between me and that guy, it would be on a whole different level. So I'll just leave that at where it's at. Let's see. Sean Thompson, that fool Wes is a clown. He is a disrespectful clown. Be glad you haven't put him in his place and put back in prison. God knows he deserves it. Yeah, I don't. You know what I mean? I think one of these days he's gonna implode. I could tell you this, right? You can't swindle and manipulate and lie and con people for very long until finally it all just blows up in your face. You know? Let me see. Soy tu padre. Have you seen Savage's new video? I'm thinking the threats on him have gone to different level for him to make that video. Well, a message to Savage Studios regarding threats. Join the fucking club. Join the club, man. If he's stressing on his threats, man, he should get a taste of some of the threats that I get every single day. Ugh. It would blow you guys' minds, the kind of stuff that people say to me on DMs. It would really blow your fucking mind. I screenshot a DM and I showed it to my supervisor at my job. I showed it to my boss and he was just like looking at it like, oh my God. Because he was telling me that one of his kids, you know, got trolled, or he was talking about somebody he knew he was getting trolled, bullied online. I said, well, yeah, look at this. Bam, shoved it in his face. It blew his mind. It would blow you guys' mind too if I read it to you. But I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to give this dude any energy, you know? But these people, they've gone through all kinds of links. And when I hear somebody like Savage talking about how he's got people, yeah, well, join the fucking club, pal. Join the club. You know? Dean Lewis, what happened to my Patreon? It's still there. I kind of wish everybody would just, you know, like pull their membership out of it, because I haven't given anybody anything. I feel like I'm burning people out on that thing. You know what I mean? It's just like people are paying for absolutely nothing on that Patreon. And that really saddens me, because when I set up the Patreon, I thought I was going to have a lot more time after the summer. Didn't work out that way. Ace Lagradas, thank you for the $3.99. Hey, you is back. But let me tell you guys this. I am going to be giving some really badass content to my Patreon. And what my Patreon's going to do, my Patreon is going to be kind of like a conduit. It's going to have its own content, but it's also going to be a dumping ground for all the content on my new channel that I'm going to build and on Prison Break Raw right here. And the videos and stuff that like YouTube they won't let me publish as public or stuff like that they'll go straight to the Patreon. Yeah. Boop boop. Boop 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 boop. So much easier to deal with these clowns on a live than. Yep. But yeah, don't worry about them, guys. Let's just keep pushing. That's what they want. You know, these kind of people get on this live, they, wrapped up in a sleeping bag on the floor of their grandma's house with their finger in their rectum, typing away all that madness on their keys, giggling when you respond to them. That's why I don't say shit to them anymore. I just let them know that I like to delete their comments when I'm taking a shit, because the older you get, the harder it is to push things out, I know it's a little TMI, but usually when I read some of that diarrhea of the mouth that comes on some of these videos, it really helps me to. It's like a fast-acting Metamucil, you know what I mean? It really pushes it all out. Absolutely. That's why we do it. But I always encourage them to continue because, Beats paying a bunch of money to get a high colonic. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Beats spending all that money on a high colonic. But anyway, Salvador Padlan, how's everything going, man? How's your propane working out? It's exactly right. You're exactly right. So do Padre. If you give them that bread, that's what they'll do. Yes, indeed. Yeah, Ace, I'm vaping just a little bit here and there. I don't like to hook it up to an oxygen tank. I haven't had a chance to vape all day today because I only had one battery. My other battery was dead. My other battery was also dead, and I didn't have any power. So I managed to get it. I haven't vaped all day, people. I just started vaping a little while ago. Sound like a fucking transformer blew outside. But it's only my neighbor with his glass packs that he got on his truck. Yep. Yeah, it's gonna happen, Cheryl. It's gonna happen. Like I said, I haven't had time to do absolutely anything. You guys don't believe me? Ask Steph. Ask Heels Over Flowers. One day I had to choose. Since I got home late, one day I had to choose either brush my teeth or shower. So I chose to shower and use this really high power mouthwash to wash out my mouth, and it felt like I brushed my teeth. So guys, don't think I'm a dirtbag. That just goes to show you how much I've been how busy I've been. Garden Soldier was cracking. Welcome to the live. Haven't seen you before, so welcome if you're a new subscriber. I just gotta check some real quick. Let me see here. Let me see. Okay. All right. Yeah, I floss. I got a bag of those little flossers in my car. Whenever I go out to eat or something like that, get it going. Yes, I do brush my teeth. I just didn't do it that day. I used the mouthwash instead. What's up, Dominic Pizzo? What's cracking, man? Welcome back. I haven't seen you in a minute. Like I said, guys. All right, Sean Thompson. Well, thank you for stopping by, and thank you for being a subscriber here on Prison Break Raw. I appreciate that. Ted Rinhold. Yes, I promise I'll keep up with the dental hygiene, man. It was a rough week, man. I've never ever done that before. I always brush these bad boys. They may be stained, but they're all intact. Paul Will 85, much respect back at you. What is SLC? Don't tell me. My brain's a little cooked from all the shit that's been going on this week. Wolf's Lair, would I ever smoke a blunt with a PBR fan? Absolutely. I could do those kind of things now if I choose. Lock and Load 213. Salute all the way from Compton. Well, a big shout out to that big hub city, bruh. Man, last time I was in the hub, it's been a minute. Ted Reinhold, have I ever seen any GBCs in Oklahoma City? I've seen them hit up. Sometimes they roll through this neighborhood. I live in Juaritos neighborhood. So sometimes they roll through here and they hit up on the walls and shit. Yeah. Kim Pham, what did I do for New Year's Eve? I slept. I ain't gonna lie, I slept. I didn't go out, I didn't do nothing. Me and a bunch of my coworkers, we were supposed to go do something, but if you would have seen how freezing cold it was, my God, it was so cold last night. All I want to do is get home and run into the house and crank up every heater in this place. Yeah. Frankie, 2 times, fuck New Year's Eve at midnight. It sounded like Call of Duty outside. I bet. Sounded like Call of Duty over here, too. Pop, 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 pop. Brrrah, brrrah. All freaking night. All night. Aunt Toph, thank you for the $10. Trump is still your president. 626. It's interesting to see what's going to happen with that whole Trump thing. I'm still paying attention to it though, guys. But like I said, I'm going to be moving all the political topics to a fresh new channel. I keep getting people telling me to, people come here, they want to know about like the prison stuff, the ghost stories and various other funny stories and tweaker stories and these stories. So we're going to keep that what it is, and we're going to use the other channel for everything else. Frisco Strangler, Happy New Year to you as well. Garden Soldier, Trump might be doing martial law. He has that power. A lot of people don't realize, but he does have that power. He does have that power to do that. Salvador Patlan, yo, JD, what do you think about people like myself that don't agree with your political views? You know what I believe, Salvador? If you don't agree with my political beliefs, I believe that is your God-given right as a human being to disagree with me, to have a different opinion, to have a different view. If you like Trump, if you don't like Trump, if you like Biden, if you don't like Biden, if you like Joe Jorgensen or not, whatever, Ron Paul, whoever, Salvador, you are free to believe whatever you want. You're free to believe and practice whatever religious viewpoint that you have. You're free to practice any form of sexual expression that you feel that you have. You're free to do whatever it is that you do, man. The one thing that I tell about people is I always tell people that I respect everybody's beliefs. As you guys know, as you guys heard me said, that I got friends that are Antifa. I'm not going to lie. I got a couple of friends that are straight stone cold Antifa. But let me tell you this. I also know somebody who is a fascist in every sense of the word. I don't think he's not a member of the Proud Boys, but he's a member of some organization. I've known him pretty much my whole life. And all these people that I talk to, they understand what my political views are. And I respect theirs, they respect mine. As long as you don't try to like force your beliefs onto me, I'm not going to force my beliefs onto you. Salvador Badlan, I hope that answers your question. I love you regardless of what your political views are, my friend. And I will never blacklist you. I will never block you. I will never unfriend you, degrade you, put you down if you have a different political view. It'll never happen. It'll never happen. Right? Not in this world. You guys got to remember I'm libertarian, right? I've got some conservative views when it comes to economics, but I also got a lot of very social justice. I'm very social justice conscious when it comes to other things. You know what I mean? Like I believe that women could do a lot of things just as good, if not better than men in a lot of ways. We got some women that work the same kind of job that I work and they pull their weight. You absolutely right, Ten Reinhold. Libertarian Party does have a lot of those people in there. I'm not a member of the Libertarian Party. I'm an independent who has libertarian leanings. Libertarian Party is something totally different. Totally different. I don't even know how they have the balls to even call themselves libertarians, to be honest with you. I'm an independent, my friend. I'm a libertarian, independent-minded person. Brian Cann is a Sureño, basically a Southsider in prison. Well, you got Sureños and you got Southsiders. They're two different things. I would do a show about that, but unfortunately, I can't get into that. That's one of those things. That's one of those outside of the line that I walk. That I won't go into that. Yep. James Walker, they're talking about an interview Trump Jr. did with Trump. That'd be interesting to hear. Former Democrat, now an independent. That's right. What's up, Rita Alvarez? Well, welcome back to the live. Good to see you. Glad you're still around. Lone Nav, what do I think of white genocide? Huh. That's is that a thing really? Is there such a thing as that? Let me tell you something about white people. You will never get rid of white people, Pete, everybody. You will never get rid of white people because white people are just a status title. It's not a race. So what you'll have in 1,000 years from today, the white people of 1,000 years will look totally different than the white people of today look. You know what I mean? So white is a status. It's not a race. If you're referring to European Americans, well, they are they're of the Caucasian variety, I guess you could say, you know, the closest thing, or you could just call them European Americans. Am I saying European people are not a race? No, they're not. They're a mixed bag of nationalities. So you gotta really dig in deep to it. Let me explain it to you like this, okay? If you want to understand what white people are, and this one's for you, Lone Nav. You want to understand what white people are, go look up the federal definition of what a white person is in this country. Because let me tell you guys something, that white is an American thing. It was created here in this country in the 1500s, and it was always a title as regarding your status, what kind of privileges you had, how you know, your land ownings and everything else. And once upon a time, just because you were white, you couldn't even vote in this country. Let me tell you guys something that you probably don't know. When the United States was first formed, not everybody could vote. You had to hold land. You had to be a landowner in order to vote in this country. But it changed, right? So it changed and it evolved into a status. And what eventually happened as time went on is white people basically got lumped in with Anglo-Saxon Protestants. So just like Lisa Patriot pointed out, the WASP, white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. So you had to be Anglo-Saxon Protestant in order to be considered white in this country. You couldn't be Irish, you couldn't be German, you couldn't be French, you couldn't be Italian, you couldn't be Jewish, you couldn't be Russian, Slavic, anything like that, Spanish, Portuguese. All those people of which, if you were to look at them, you would think that they were just white people, but they're not. White Anglo-Saxon Protestant that's what it is. You like that, Gray? You like that? The Gray does the wraparound headband. So, to answer your question about Europeans not being a race, Europeans are a combination of many different peoples, right? They're a mixed bag of Slavs, Saxons, Latins, Romans, Nordics, Normans. I could go on and on and on and on. And nobody in Europe is actually originally from Europe. They moved there. It's true, Lone Nav. You can say the same thing about any other race. But reach out to me, Lone Nav, on IG, and I will send you the document that the House of Representatives had brought to the floor in 1929, and they defined everybody that was white. And let me tell you, guess who else is considered to be white? Just for your information. Mexicans, Arabs, Hindus, Egyptians, Palestinians, Syrians, all those people, Afghanis, Iranians, all of them are considered white. Mexicans too, considered to be white. Well, it kind of changes the game, doesn't it? Kind of changes the whole, like, wow, didn't know that one. So yeah, it's a true story, man. You could look it up, and by law, legal definition, all those people are considered to be white. All of them. If you're a person that was born in Mexico, you're considered white in the eyes of the United States definition of what a white person is. Salvador Padlan, I just answered that question for you. I don't know if you signed off or what, but yeah. Your political views are your political views, my friend. Doesn't change doesn't change anything for me. Whatever it is you view, that's your choice. Ted Reinhold, do you believe in the wall and strict immigration? I believe that immigration has to be. I believe that immigration needs to make sense. It needs to be done in a way that you could get the people over here, you know, who we need as workers in the kind of fields that they go into, because most people that are around you every single day ain't going to do the kind of jobs that they do. There has to be a lot better effective communication between all these countries that are causing these people to flee in the first place. Probably needs to be a lot more pressure put on a lot of these countries, as far as like Mexico and other countries in Central America. Probably needs to be a lot more pressure put on them in how they treat their people, how they deal with their economy, everything like that. I mean, we're so big on sticking our nose in the Middle East and all matters Middle Eastern, but yet our own neighbors that live right next door to us, we don't do anything to help them or to try to figure out the problem. You could build a wall all the way up as high as fucking Mount Ararat. You could build a wall taller than Pikes Peak. They'll figure out how to get over it, under it, or across it, one way or the other. So I don't really know like how effective a wall can be, you know, but I do believe that immigration needs to be definitely looked at in a whole different way. Lone Nav, if race is just a social construct, then why is there nowhere in history where multiculturalism has existed? It has not existed without conflict. Well, that's not necessarily true. Rome was pretty multicultural. As a matter of fact, later on, long after, I think it was about maybe 300 or 400 years after Nero, Rome had a black Caesar. I believe his name was Servius, and he was half black, half Roman. So I think that you know, anywhere where you have people that, you know, that descend on a nation that's prospering, you're always going to have a melting pot. Yes, there's always going to be problems, but I mean, shit. You can go to like China. Everybody thinks that everybody in China is Chinese. That's not true. That's not true. As a matter of fact, China is probably the most multicultural country in all of Asia. Like, you could literally like travel from one end of China to the next, and they don't even speak the same language. Yeah, but immigration, multiculturalism and stuff like that, it's you see it every day. Your very language that you're using right now, English, it's not even a pure language. It's a fucking mixed up bowl of different languages put together. I don't know where Mr. John McHugh, Mr. Shavely, and Miss Cujo are at. They might be here. Yeah, thank you for the correction, Jocko. I probably misspoke. You're right, I misspoke. So yeah, correction on that. Rome was not multicultural. It was multiracial. That's what I meant to say. I'm not perfect, Jocko, and I've never said I'm perfect, but you know what I'm saying. But a lot of these things, man, people learn. There you go. Get probed. Lucius Septimius Servius. He was half black African and half Roman, and he was Caesar. That's real deal Holyfield right there, people. Bet you never knew that, huh? Bet you never knew. Not only that, but look at Sicilians. The Moors conquered Sicily and most of southern Italy and large parts of Spain and Portugal. Every single one of those people that are from there, when they do those genealogy tests, those DNAs, they always find strains that go right back to Africa. What I try to tell people all the time, everybody, is the more you learn about the world, right? The more you learn about the world, the less you even really get into this whole racial stuff. It's just like, you just look at it like, fuck, man, we're just the next one on the block. And pretty soon, when this country is long forgotten about and there's some other country out there, they're going to have a whole new shitload of problems with all kinds of different people. Always got to be open mind, varsity yuppie. Always, always. You can't look at a man or a woman and judge them by their DNA. Whatever DNA that had combined together of all the cells and molecules and everything that are put together to create somebody's skin color. You know what I mean? Exactly. There was no conception of race when Rome existed. It was just, Rome was like the United States of the old days. Why do you guys think that this country is modeled after Rome? This country's modeled after Rome. All its structures, its buildings, its government, the republic, all that stuff, the Romans did all that already. Yeah, Chris Abbott, we getting there, my friend. We getting there. Yeah, Lone Nav. I always look forward to talking to people that have all kinds of different views, bro. Whatever it is that your views are, I respect everybody's views. Just ask Jocko. Me and him talking, we're like freaking night and day, and no pun intended, Jocko, on that one right there. You know what I'm talking about. No pun intended, Jocko, but yes. Me and Jocko are like totally opposite of what we believe. But we talk all the time. We talk all the time. Yep. I knew you would know about that, Jocko. I knew, for some reason I knew if I seen you on here tonight that you were gonna interject on that right there. I knew you knew about that. Guys, this guy Jocko right here is a very intelligent individual. Knows a lot of shit. He schooled me on a lot of things that I didn't know any fucking thing about. And I'm getting ready to use some of the stuff that he's provided me with and do a video about it. I'm a conservative when it comes to economics and stuff. Sean Hegarty, there's nobody arguing here, my friend. This is what the live is all about. Straight open discussion where we're all just in a big giant room just chopping it up. You know what I mean? Focus on your pockets. That's what it means to be conservative. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I thought about, like I said, guys, I thought about registering in the Libertarian Party until there's a lot of things that just don't sit right with me. And it's like I told you guys, I don't really take a side in any of these political fights. So why would I be a hypocrite and join another political party when honestly I don't believe in political parties? I think they're stupid. I think political parties are just a way to control people. Neoliberalism has destroyed the world. I don't really necessarily know if you could call it neoliberalism. Matt Hugh, you're definitely right. It is not really a real party. I mean, I thought about getting into it and trying to kick out all the weirdos that came from every other party and they're polluting it with all their ideas. But fuck that. You know what I mean? If I was ever going to be a part of a party, a political party, I'd just start my own political party. You guys ever heard of the Pirate Party? Go look them up. That's pretty interesting. It's a furry party. Yeah, we can have the PBR party. How about that one? The PBR party. Just said it right. Sean Haggerty just said it right there. The PBR party. Yeah. You're right, Matt Hugh. But let me tell you guys, and I hope you guys understand this. You could be libertarian. You don't have to belong to the Libertarian Party. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but there's a lot of libertarian-minded people that are in the Republican and Democratic Party. As a matter of fact, some people would even say that Bernie Sanders is somewhat social libertarian. Do I listen to Tucker Carlson? Sometimes. I watch his stuff. I don't have cable TV anymore, but yeah, Tucker Carlson makes me laugh. Tucker Carlson is kind of like a, fuck the world type of a person. He's just going to say what he says. Don't really much listen to Sean Hannity or any of those other ones. I know who they are, but yeah. Do I listen to Nick Fuentes? No, I don't. I don't really have time, man. I don't really have time to watch anybody. Yeah, Justin K., you're right. I've seen that on Tucker as well. He does do a little flippity floppity. He's got a very negative attitude towards people like myself, the formerly incarcerated. Lone Nav, do I read books? Yes, I've read thousands and thousands of books. Go ahead, name a book. I bet you I read it. You want to know what completely turned me off of communism way, way back in the days when I thought it was cool? I read the Communist Manifesto and finally learned what it meant to be communist. And I was turned off right then and there. I just can't see the government completely controlling my life. I mean, if that's really what I want, then I'll just go back to prison. You know what I mean? March of the Titans, The Complete History of the White Race by Arthur Kemp. Does it include the Hindus and the Arabs and everyone else in there? Because they're considered white. Actually, Iranians are probably the last of what's left of the true Aryan race. Ted Kaczynski Manifesto. I had a chance to read that book once, but I didn't get a chance to read it. Well, stay lit. When I was 18 and 19 years old, and somebody tried to sell me the communist idea, thought it sounded like a good idea for a minute until I studied it. And then I realized, nope, not for me. Tim Bibbin, Dean Koontz, Read a bunch of Dean Koontz. Dean Koontz is from California, so whenever he writes a book, it's always situated in California. So when he's talking about stuff in those books, I could picture the area he's talking about because I've been there. Lone Nav, yes, the Aryan race did originate around, well, I don't know if it really originated in the Middle East. If you want to say that Sumar, which was an Aryan people that established Sumar. 42 levels of power. I've read the 48 laws of power. A People's History of the United States by Howard Zinn. My God, you guys are killing me right now. I shouldn't have said shit, huh? Shouldn't have said shit. The Necronomicon. Read that. Walid Fadahi, yes. That's pretty much more so where they come from. Your 2000 IQ, to be honest. Is that good? Is a 2000 IQ, is it good? Ted Kaczynski in the 80X, yeah. Yep. Iraq is basically, I mean, it was part of Persia for a very long time. Yep. Only God is a 2000 IQ. Yep. Brian Can, JD, did prison change your view on God? Well, I'm going to tell you what what my view on God is, and I hope I don't get any of you mad. But you already know that I'm always up front. I don't hide nothing from you guys. I don't lie to you or mislead you. I always tell you that you're free. You guys are free to believe what you want. I always say that. You guys know that, right? My view on God is I don't really see such a thing as being a separate entity outside of the main creation of everything. So you have this idea of the macrocosm and the microcosm. Have you guys ever heard of this? So the microcosm is what we're living in here. But the macrocosm is the bigger picture. Oh, sorry, Lance G. It's okay, my friend. So the macrocosm and the microcosm just basically says that the microcosm is what we visually see as here and now, what's going on in this world and everything. But you know, it goes back to the old saying, and if you guys have heard this one, if a tree falls down in a forest and nobody's here to hear it, does it make a sound? And a lot of people would say, well, yes, it does. Well, how do you know? No one was there to hear it. How do you know if the tree made a sound? Because we automatically assume from our experience, from what we know, that when a tree falls, if we're standing next to it, it's going to make a noise, make a loud noise. So when we say that the microcosm is all there is and it's disconnected from something bigger than it. Lance G, thank you for the $4.99. How's it going? It's going great. It's going great. So when you say that the microcosm is separate from the macrocosm, you're basically kind of like being, what's the word I'm looking for? Not so much conceited, but you're basically being kind of selfish and self-inflated by thinking that this world is all there is, and it's just this world and some God above that basically has his hand or its hand in everything that's going on around us. And it doesn't really like work like that in my mind. Now, For anybody that believes in, let's say, Islam, or somebody believes in Christianity, I don't ever get on here and try to convince them that they're wrong, because I would be in the wrong for doing that. What I say is if it makes sense to you, and it works for you, well, then stick to what works for you and stick to what makes sense to you. But if you're somebody like me that believes in finding out more and searching out more and learning more about where the origin of all these religions come from, then if you go on that road, you have to be prepared for being shocked, confused, sad. It may depress you, but what you'll find in the end is that we are part of something that is only a small, tiny, very, very small grain of sand in a very large beach. And if you don't understand that, then any way you try to sum total a God, you're limiting yourself to that belief to the point where you can never grow or evolve into something more vast as far as the human logic and intellect is concerned. The only way that you can expand your mind is by being open-minded and understanding that the garden has many flowers. And in the garden, some flowers smell sweeter than others, but some are prettier than others. So we have all these different flowers, and that's what I look at as people's beliefs, and I respect them, and I don't try to confuse people on them. I wore polyester. So do you believe Hawaii exists? Hawaii, the islands? I mean, yeah, is that going somewhere? Because am I missing something? Is Hawaii like is Hawaii some kind of a imagination? I wore polyester. You weren't there. Weren't where, in Hawaii? I don't know. Did I miss something? What happened in Hawaii? Thank you, Ace. Appreciate that. Ron Jeremy, no, not today, my friend. Lone Nav, thank you for the $5, man. I appreciate it. Lone Nav, how did I live in prison and not come out with racial biases? Don't get me wrong, Lone Nav. Prison does have the potential to make somebody racist on one side or the other. But me personally, I don't know, man. I grew up around all kinds of different people. First off, I think it's much harder for people that, grew up in predominantly white upbringing, or predominantly, or let me just say European American household and neighborhood and environment. It's much harder for them to kind of see the difference. But for me, like, I grew up around all different peoples, so I've had the opportunity to experience the good and the bad of all races. And by experiencing the good and the bad of all races, it's kind of like led me to believe that human nature is not really defined by its shell. Human nature is defined by the mindset of whoever it is. I don't believe that any one race could actually be evil or bad. I think every race has its good and its bad. California lockdown. Thank you for the $3. Sean Haggerty. Thank you for the $5. Oside 760. Hawaii made a sound. Well, I don't know. I've been to Hawaii actually once in my life. So I guess it existed for the moment that I was there. Lone Nav, do you realize Leon Trotsky created the world racist in order to put different classes and people against each other, and then he orchestrated a huge genocide? I believe that the government, the elite, the people that are in charge, I think that they have found a way to use racism and races and people and all of that stuff to their advantage for a very long time. And I think most people get stuck in it because they don't understand the bigger picture of what's going on. And if they can't understand the bigger picture of what's going on and why this is happening, then they'll never break free from it. And that's what I believe wholeheartedly. I believe that, especially like in prison, you asked me, how did I not become racist after being in prison? Because I've experienced the penitentiary life for over 2 decades. And experiencing it for over 2 decades, I've had good and bad experiences with all races. So, honestly, I believe that when people continue to engage in these race-based arguments, they kind of deprive themselves of the bigger picture of things, and they actually do the bidding of the celebrity elite power structure and these people that are in control of everything. So I don't give those kind of people what they want. I go against the grain all the way, totally. Regardless of whatever it is that is in question, dealing with that stuff, as people tell me about like the whole police brutality thing, or the police being excessive and killing people. Well, I don't know what a solution to that would be. I don't think getting rid of the police is a solution. I think that, I told a friend of mine, man, when he was telling me one time, he said that there's all white cops in his neighborhood. And I'm like, well, why don't you tell your kids and why don't your neighbors tell their kids to become police officers in their own neighborhoods? And he's like, well, I don't want my kids to become a cop. Well, then you're going to keep having white cops in your neighborhood. Simple as that. And then it boils down to, well, people will tell me, well, it's not really the white cop. Then black cops in a black neighborhood are just as bad. Well, then you would have to ask yourself, what part of that makes it racist? Then a racial attack. So there's just so much going on with that. It's just a lot of media BS that keeps us at each other's throats, because the best way to keep the people under control is to keep them controlled through various avenues of media and social media and circus and bread and Coliseum and all that stuff. Pretty much. What's up, OG Black Show? We were just talking about you earlier, OG Black. We were talking about you earlier. Not in a bad way, though. I was saying that at some point in time down the road, me and you are gonna talk one day, or have a conversation, and maybe come up with something, do a collab or something. Who owns the media, though? Well, it will depend on who you ask. If you ask the Nation of Islam, or if you ask the Aryan Nation, they'll both tell you the Jews own the media. And the Jews may own quite a lot of the media, but are the Jews doing what they're doing through the media because of Zionism, or is it just coincidental that they're the figureheads in the front front office people of other people that actually more so run the media, which come in all sizes and shapes, I might add, and colors. But anyways, guys, I've been yapping on and on for a little bit too long now. I'm going to be signing off here in a few minutes. I got some things I got to take care of. What do you think about the government admitting there is aliens? It's pretty interesting. Hopefully the aliens can land here soon and say, all right, everybody, look, enough of the bullshit. You know what I mean? That'd be really cool if they can do that. But yeah, guys. Lone Nav, so why is it so controversial to suggest Jewish people are overrepresented, but if you say anything about white, everyone jumps on the bandwagon? Well, I think it's because white people in general don't say anything. You know what I mean? When other people, feel that they're being attacked according to their racial identity, they all get together and go on the attack. But when people do it to white people will only say, "Oh, how come it's okay to talk bad about?" Well, whites don't go out and mass protest these kind of things. If they did, I'm pretty sure things would change. But they don't do that. They don't do that. So I think that's probably the problem. The problem is not that other people are allowed to do it. The problem is that white people, for the most part, won't go out and do the same thing when they fall under racial attacks. Yeah, I mean, if you feel that going out and protesting would, change things, then that's your right as an American to protest anything. It's called freedom of speech. And that's what I love about this country that I live in, is the fact that we have freedom of speech. You know what I mean? Well, I mean, your lives, I don't know if your lives would be ruined if enough of them did it. You got to remember that white people make up about almost 70% of this country. And for the most part, most of them, don't want to go against the grain in any way, shape, or form. But I'm not telling you what you should do, how you should react or respond to it. But what I do know is the direction that this country is going, and the fact that there's so many other people that are here now, it's making it to where it's becoming more diverse. And anytime you're in a country that becomes more diverse, it's going to be a lot more going on. You know what I mean? Oh, Cheryl, thank you for the $100 donation. JD, this donation is to kick off the success of your channel for 2021. Yeah. Thank you, Cheryl. I'm going to kick it off just right. Yep. But yeah, I think a lot of this stuff that's going on in that direction, and I'll be talking about that soon. Hopefully I can make sense of it. But it's we're in a changing world, people, where social media and technology has kind of made a world that was so big and vast so much smaller. And we have so many different kinds of people in this country. I mean, when I go to work, there's like 4 or 5 different Africans that are there working, and they're from different parts of Africa, and they're totally different in a lot of different ways. When you have a country that is becoming diverse as this is, there's going to be a lot of conflict, and there's going to be a lot of issues, and there's going to be a lot of problems. Lone Nav, I don't really have a definitive answer for those kind of problems, but I think that you'll be fine. You know? I think it's just like I said, man, you got so many different people that are here now. And there's so much going on in this country. There's so much shit that's happening right now around us that, you know, I'm kind of scared for a lot of different kind of people right now with what's going on. But anyways, I love you guys to death. I hope you guys are enjoying your New Year's. You guys are great. I'm glad a lot of you are still with me. I know I've lost a lot of people over the year with videos that I've dropped, with certain conflicts that I've had, with bogus information that other people have put out, with all kinds of stuff that has gone on. This show has continued to push on, push forward, move forward, and nobody going to stop it. It's not going to be stopped. So, with that said right there, you guys already know what it is. You heard it right here. Prison Break Raw, uncut, uncensored, no holds barred, non-sugarcoat, not politically correct, all up in your face, slapping you with that dick of reality. And I'm out of here. Happy New Year.